Now this is a trade that I took on gold yesterday, and it was a beautiful one. As you can see, the entry over there, almost zero drawdown up until we did hit our take profit. And where we hit our take profit, it is where actually the market ended up turning for the day. And yeah, now let us go into the chart and let me walk you through my thought process while the trade was running and why I ended up entering where I entered and exiting where I exited. With that being said, guys, let's sign in. Welcome to my YouTube channel, fellow traders. And in today's video, we're going to be taking a look into a trade that I took on gold. I took this trade yesterday, and I just want to run through the buyers and how I ended up going through that trade. So now let us start by looking at the daily time frame. Now on the daily, we can see that we have this changing state of delivery. We can see that we swapped this liquidity over here. Sorry, we took the liquidity over here, then we pushed to the upside, leaving this big fair value gap. Now we ended up playing inside of that fair value gap for 3 days, and now on the second day we can see that the candle took both the buy side and the sell side of our previous days. Now what we have over here is that we have our buy side patched and our sell side also. And on the third day, now preferably this day would have been a day where we expand to the downside, hitting our order block, then ending up pushing towards the upside. Let us just go to the 1 hour so that we get a clearer picture on what was happening. So we can see now that we have our buy side liquidity and our sell side liquidity. Now they were both taken, and we both ended up having beautiful order blocks on both sides. We had this order block over here, and then we also had this order block over here. So now the trade that I took over here. So now the trade that I took was in the discount area of this order block, which was here. Let me just grade this order block over here. As I've said in the previous video, that you can have cases where there is an order block, a beautiful one, but price goes to the premium or the discount of that order block. So you can see in this case that price did go to the discount where we hit our 25 DRT level, right? We did end up pushing to the upside, and I still believe that price will continue to push to the upside. And in this case, I saw that we have our order block over here, and I did not want to enter a trade that will become more like a swing trade, but I just wanted to enter a quick trade where I will get in and out. So I was going counter trend, if you may look at it that way, because on the daily over here, you can see that we closed bearish after taking out those buy side liquidity. Now this on its own is telling me that price wants to push to the downside, price wants to go bearish. But now on the 1 hour where we have our beautiful structure, we can see that price also printed a beautiful setup to the upside. Yes, there's a beautiful setup also to the downside, but now I believe more that price wants to tap this area. Why so? Because this order block caused price to come down and then end up taking this sell side liquidity. Yes, we did not get a beautiful retracement into that order block, maybe coming to tap into this gap over here. Preferably we would have wanted to see something like price coming in, tapping here, and we have our stop there, our TP over there. But now we did not have that, but we took out the sell side liquidity over here. So now let us go back to where I was. So as you can see now, the trade that I took was here on the 25 DRT level. Let me get rid of this so that our chart doesn't look complicated, and let me also get rid of that. Now with that being said, we are here on our discount area, And when we were here, I went to the 5-minute time frame, and sorry for that. I went to the 5-minute time frame, and on my 5-minute time frame, I can see that. Remember that what we see on the bigger time frame, we also want to see on the smaller time frame. It's not that we have separate model for the bigger time frame and a separate model for the smaller time frame. The market is fractal, and what happens on the bigger time frame also happens on the smaller time frame. You can see it happening on the bigger time frame and execute on the bigger time frame, hold it, and it becomes a swing trade. But now in this case, I was in and out within a day. So now I saw that our price came, pushed, and we had this bearish candles, and then after we pushed to the downside, we also had another push to the downside over here, right? Now this is a minor push to the downside. Now after we took that sell side liquidity, we left an order block over here. This is my 5-minute order block. So I went to the 1-minute time frame, and I know it's kind of contrary to what I said, and I've been saying this for the past 2 videos, but you can do this. It works also. It works. I've been saying time frame alignment that you want to go from the 1 hour to the 5-minute, which is where it will be your execution time frame. But now I was looking at this trade on the 1 minute, and this is where I took my entry. Looking at this over here, we can see that we have our push to the downside over here. This candle pushed to the downside, not this candle, this candles push to the downside. We have about 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 candles which push to the downside, giving us now our changing state of delivery on the 1-minute time frame. So on our 1-minute time frame, over here, we have our changing state of delivery, right? Now what happened is that I had a push which confirmed it over here. We came, created our sell side liquidity inside of our changing state of delivery, and then we pushed deeper into our discount area. Now if you can take a look at gold, you can see that it respects other blocks and fair value caps, but it goes deeper into those PDRAs, right? It does not just tap 25 above, like 75%, and then continue pushing to the upside. It goes deeper into the order block. It's not like Nasdaq can just hit the top of the order block, then push to the upside. But now gold goes deeper into those discount areas. We had over here our sell side liquidity, then our higher high. Sorry, not our higher. We had our sell side liquidity, then price started to push to the upside. Now after we pushed to the upside, we had this confirmation now that price is about to explode to the upside. We had this sweep of liquidity, then another changing state of delivery, or another order block inside of that order block right here. Now after we had this, I knew that now price is about to push to the upside, and I wanted to position myself to enter for a buy. As price came, tapped in here, and then pushed to the upside, came again, I saw now that price is about to push to the upside. As soon as now this candle was pushing to the upside, I entered my buy over here, and then yeah, it went above like to hit my take profit. But now I just want us to come and take a look over here. You can see that we had our order block, which I entered on, as it acted as my confirmation on the 1 minute. Remember, I have my bigger time frame structure, and I also have my smaller time frame structure. This is where you come when you want to refine your entries. So I entered there, then we pushed to the upside. If you can take a look over here, I think I've said this many times now, there is again another order block inside here. We took the liquidity of this one, and then we pushed above, left the fair value gap. We came inside of that fair value gap, tapped inside it, but we respected it. We respected the discount of it. We did not go to the discount area. Yeah, that was what I wanted to say. We did not go to the discount, but we tapped above and then continued to push to the upside. The market was moving not as volatile as I would have expected to see. I would have wanted to see candles like this over here, pushing to the upside. But now what happened is that price continued to push, and it ended up hitting my take profit. As you can see, I entered over here, and I exited over there when the market was hitting this liquidity. Why did I exit there? I saw that okay, this is a clear draw of liquidity, the relative equal highs over here. I saw that okay, now I can just take my profit above those equal highs. I did not know that this will end up being where the market will reverse for the day, but it ended up reversing over here, continuing to push to the downside. It is only now that we are starting to push, looking like we are going to take those highs. But overall, this was a good trade. Just to run through it here on the 1 minute time frame on what we had. Um, so we had this candle pushing to the downside, taking this liquidity over here, and then we had our sell side liquidity, and then we pushed to the upside, came again, we took those sell side liquidity, then pushed to the upside. Now this push to the upside confirmed to me that now we are about to push to the upside. Why? Because this two candles closed above this opening price for the for the bearish candle, which pushed to the downside. They closed above the opening price of this bearish candle, and now that on its own tells me that price is about to change its state of delivery. It was delivering to the downside, now it's about to deliver to the upside. And I could have held this for a swing to take all those highs over there, but now I saw that we are in a difficult position where we have two other blocks on both sides. So I ended up taking my profit over there, which overall it was a good risk to reward. It was a good risk to reward. I think it was something like this, yeah, something like this, which was a good trade. And you can see entry over here, small drawdown, push to the upside where we ended up hitting our take profit. Sorry, I just got lost for a bit there. I was still over here. We can see that we pushed to the upside, came tapped, played in the discount area of that order block and of that fair value gap, which is sorry, we came tapped into that order block deeper into discount area. Then we created a minor order block inside of that order block, which is over here. We took the sell side liquidity, the internal one, we took it, and then we pushed to the upside, leaving a fair value gap. Now, good order blocks, they take liquidity and they have fair value gaps with them. Now, I mean order blocks that are changing the direction of the market. There are other blocks that support price to the upside. They don't have to take liquidity. They are just there to support price to the upside. In this case, you can see that over here, price came and was supported to the upside. This order block doesn't necessarily have to take any liquidity, but it can maybe tap inside of a fair value gap, which only makes it stronger. It becomes a more good like support. It becomes more of a good support zone, if you may look at it that way. So we had our push to the downside and then to the upside, leaving our fair value gap over here. Price came tapped inside of that fair value gap. As we were in here, I now saw that price is going to push to the upside. I expected to see price push to the upside in a volatile way, but it ended up taking its time to the upside. But overall, we did hit our take profit. But on my good funded account, my take profit was somewhere around here on this highs. Yeah, somewhere around on this highs, and then I let it come hit my take profit over here on my Pepperstone demo account, which is what I'm showing all of this on. So with that being said, guys, I hope you learned a thing or two from this, and make sure to hit the like button, leave a comment, and above all, subscribe so that you get notified each and every time I drop a video. With that being said, it's my MMXM trader signing out.